Meet Alan Crawford, aka the Dark Lord, a sorcerer with a serious attitude. When he hooks up with Charlotte Evans, a noble babe done wrong, sparks fly, and memories hit hard. Alan's on a mission to teach Charlotte the ropes of wild live-in pleasures, vices, the whole 9 yards. Can these two broken hearts find a fix in a world of pure chaos? Get ready for a roller coaster, folks. The story starts with a girl running desperately through an extensive, spooky forest. Soldiers chasing her pause momentarily because they've heard about a scary demon lord who lives deep in the forest, but they start chasing her again when they see her nearby. While she runs, she says sorry to someone named Natalia and promises something before collapsing near a faraway house. The following day, a guy named Alan reads in the newspaper about a foreign woman who's gone missing. While investigating the forest, he sees strange creatures and thinks there might be a monster, but then he finds the girl. He talks to some soldiers from the Narrows Kingdom who are nearby. They don't know that he's the demon lord whom they have been gossiping about, and when they press Alan, he refuses to give the girl to them because he knows they're loyal to the royal family. Even though the soldiers warn and attack him, Alan uses his magic to beat them. They realize too late that he's the absolute ruler of the forest. After that, he uses mind control to make the soldiers lie about searching for the girl and say a made-up monster attacked her. Then he lets them go, making sure they forget the truth. Later, Alan takes care of the girl, Charlotte, and doesn't believe she's a criminal. When she wakes up, she tells him her real name and denies the accusations against her. Alan believes her because of his unique ability and offers her a safe place to stay if she helps with chores. Charlotte is worried about being wanted by the law, but Alan tells her about his past and why he's hiding in the forest. He curses himself to die unless Charlotte agrees to work for him. Charlotte agrees reluctantly and becomes his maid. As they start living together, Alan notices Charlotte's noble background despite her doing servant work. He lets her do her own thing until dinner, even though he's not worried about her stealing anything. Alan decides to teach Charlotte new things and have fun together, even if it means sacrificing some of his magical things. He wants to show her a different side of life and make her happy. Despite Charlotte's initial hesitation, Alan pushes her to enjoy sweets and breaks his rules. Seeing her happiness makes him happy too. As they share sweets, Alan enjoys spending time with Charlotte, forgetting the dangers outside. He realizes they've formed a special bond. Determined to make Charlotte's life more exciting, Alan plans their next adventure. But he realizes his ideas are more about what he likes than what Charlotte does. Feeling bad, he decides to devise a new list that Charlotte will enjoy. The next day, Alan sees Charlotte working hard and pretends to be tired so she can make breakfast alone. He watches her cleaning and wonders why she's working so much. Even when he tells her she doesn't have to work so hard, she insists on doing her share because she feels she owes him. As Charlotte keeps working, Alan thinks about how unfair her family treated her in the past and how strong she is for not being bitter about it. He's impressed by her loyalty and wonders why she doesn't hold a grudge like he might in her place. While Alan is thinking about this, someone knocks on the door. It's Maicha, a catwoman who delivers mail for a company. Alan introduces Charlotte as his new maid, but Maicha talks to Charlotte instead. Charlotte is surprised by Maicha's visit, and Alan explains that Maicha brings him mail. Maicha casually calls Alan the Demon Lord, which makes Charlotte nervous, but Alan tries to reassure her. Inside, Maicha says her company is discreet about their clients. They chat a bit, and Maicha gives Alan a delivery. She agrees to take one of Alan's magic potions, which makes Charlotte curious about what Alan does. As they discuss the potion, Maicha asks Alan why he lives outside of town. He says he likes being alone, but Maicha encourages him to enjoy life more, though he doesn't seem interested. Maicha notices that people are scared of Alan because of his appearance. Alan remembers some kids looking for him in the forest and recalls his mysterious past. As Alan remembers the kids, Maicha teases him about being contradictory and tells him to find hobbies. Alan finally agrees to let Charlotte order from Maicha's catalog and pays for it. Charlotte feels like she owes Alan, but Maicha jokes that she should stand up to him. She playfully shows her killer cat fists, which makes Alan laugh, thinking about teaching Charlotte new things. The next day, Maicha brings their orders. She gives Charlotte a small bag and Alan a big box. Alan won't show what's inside his box and teases Charlotte when she tries to peek. When Maicha asks about Alan's plans for the package, he says it's for Charlotte. He gives her a punching bag and explains what it's for. At first, Charlotte doesn't get it, so Alan tells her it's for relieving stress. Alan tells Charlotte to use the bag to express her anger about what happened in the Nera's kingdom. He wants her to face her feelings instead of hiding them. Even though Charlotte is unsure, Alan insists it's essential for healing. Alan plans to help Charlotte get back at the prince who wronged her, but she's unsure about revenge. Alan realizes he needs to respect Charlotte's feelings and give her time to heal. Maicha suggests Alan let Charlotte punch him instead of the bag. Charlotte feels conflicted because she owes Alan, but he encourages her. Alan enchants her glove, and she accidentally punches him, knocking him down. Worried, Charlotte tries to help him, and Alan reassures her that she's free from her past. Charlotte asks why he did it, and Alan apologizes, promising not to do it again. Charlotte decides to overcome her fear, and Alan promises to help her. Meanwhile, Maicha hints at helping in the future. As Alan and Charlotte wonder about Maicha's words, a dangerous person arrives at Alan's house, hinting at trouble ahead. Alan asks Charlotte if she wants tea or coffee, but she lets him decide without knowing it's a magic potion. When Alan scolds her for not being honest, Charlotte remembers times when she didn't have a choice. She recalls choosing to run away from home. Alan encourages her to make more choices. Suddenly, Alan's stepsister Erica appears. Erica asks Charlotte questions that make her uncomfortable. Alan explains their family connection and how they met. Erica teases Alan about Charlotte being his girlfriend, but they say they're not. Alan introduces Charlotte to Erica, who wishes Alan hadn't said so much. Alan says it's essential to be honest with Erica. Erica offers to help Charlotte and says she trusts her because she trusts Alan. Alan wonders why Erica is visiting. At first, she wants to take him home, but then she focuses on helping Charlotte. Alan doubts Erica's intentions and brags about teaching Charlotte things. Erica thinks women should teach other women some things and argues with Charlotte. They compete to be Charlotte's mentor and go to a busy place. Alan changes Charlotte's blonde hair to black. He says he likes her natural color, which surprises Erica. Charlotte blushes. Erica takes Charlotte to play dress-up. Alan remembers competing with Erica in the past. Alan thinks Erica wants to bond with him, but Erica shows Charlotte in a new dress. Alan and Erica both like it. Alan says the dress is short, hinting that Charlotte looks healthier. Suddenly, Alan feels chest pain and coughs up red water. He says it's nothing serious. Erica helps Charlotte try on more clothes. Alan asks Erica to find out about Nera's kingdom, and she agrees. He wants to know who framed Charlotte and how she was treated at the palace. Alan promises to speak up once he knows the truth. Erica offers to help Charlotte with her dress. When Charlotte turns around, Erica is surprised. Charlotte asks Erica if she's okay, and Erica changes the subject. After helping Charlotte, Erica shows Alan the outfit he thinks is revealing. Erica teases Alan about being competitive. Alan asks about their motives, but Erica doesn't answer directly. She shows Alan the scars on Charlotte's back from being whipped. Alan secretly heals them with magic and lies to Charlotte about fixing her dress. Charlotte thanks him without knowing the truth. Alan is angry about Charlotte's scars and talks to Erica about getting revenge. They pretend to have different plans so that Charlotte won't know. Erica suggests Alan pick out a dress for Charlotte, surprising him. He reluctantly picks one, which embarrasses Charlotte. They leave the shop, and Erica teases Alan about his choice. As they walk, Erica asks about Alan's plans for Charlotte, and he jokes about teaching her to splurge. Alan suggests relieving stress through shopping. He picks out toys for Charlotte at a toy stand, but she's not interested. Erica criticizes Alan's choices, upsetting him. Later, they talk about their shopping spree. Erica feels stressed, and Charlotte feels guilty about spending too much. Alan says it's part of Charlotte's education. Charlotte feels embarrassed. Erica and Alan argue, but Charlotte calms them down. They agree not to argue. Erica likes a magical wheelchair, and Alan buys jewelry for Charlotte, which she likes. Suddenly, rude people bump into Charlotte, starting a fight. Some gang members confront Alan, claiming they're from a gang. Alan denies knowing them and tries to make peace, but they make fun of him. Despite being ready to fight, Alan remembers Charlotte doesn't like violence and apologizes. The gang will forgive him if Charlotte stays with them, insulting Alan's gift. Alan defeats one of them and faces another with a magical sword. He disarms him and wins, getting cheers from people watching. Alan apologizes to Charlotte, who reassures him. He admits he likes teaching her. Erica agrees with Alan in her mind. Suddenly, a golem accuses Alan of defeating its friends and approaches them with its gang. As the towering golem faces Alan, Charlotte is anxious about its size and seeks his protection. Alan's confident approach eases her fear. He identifies the golem as Megath and recalls their past encounters. Megath, enraged, strikes Alan, who calmly reminds him of their history. Alan introduces himself, prompting Megath's apology and fear. Despite Megath's initial aggression, he quickly silences his gang. Charlotte watches, bewildered by the turn of events. Iruka joins Charlotte and explains Alan's background as a prodigy who graduated from the Magical Academy at a young age. Megadeth continues to apologize to Alan, addressing him as the Great Demon Lord. Charlotte asks Iruka about the nickname, and she explains it was Alan's title when he was a teacher. Alan tells Megath it has been a while since anyone called him by that name. He asks Megath to raise his head since he hasn't caused any trouble, but with a sinister smile, Alan informs him he has caused trouble for someone else. Megath trembles and Alan struggles to explain his relationship with Charlotte. Eventually, he describes her as a precious woman to him. The next day, Maicha and Iruka visit Alan, finding him gloomy. They probe him about his mood, and Alan laments about their closeness. Iruka deduces it is because of an issue with Charlotte. Alan recounts the events of the previous night to them. He recalls offering Charlotte wages for her work, which she initially declines, feeling undeserving. Despite her reluctance, Alan convinces her of her worth and persuades her to accept the pay. Charlotte then expresses her wish to go to town alone, which Alan agrees to. Back to the present, Alan regrets letting her go alone and seeks advice from Maicha and Iruka. However, they are engrossed in their conversation until Alan catches their attention. Iruka reasons that Charlotte wouldn't exhibit such behavior without a cause. Alan recalls their conversation and decides to rectify the situation. Meanwhile, Charlotte navigates the town alone, disguised to avoid recognition. Alan, Maicha, and Iruka observe her from afar, surprised by their ability to follow her. Charlotte consults a map and sets off on a specific route, impressing Alan with independence. As she walks away, relieved that they aren't discovered, Alan expresses concern about her safety. Maicha warns him about the dangerous Mir district, controlled by the Serpent Fang gang. Despite their worries, Alan decides not to interfere, leaving Charlotte to explore independently. After securing Charlotte's safety by dealing with gangs, Alan returns, feeling hesitant about Charlotte's secrecy despite Iruka's suggestion. Maicha volunteers to watch over Charlotte while Alan and Iruka wait. Charlotte arrives, escorted by the jewelry shop owner, warmly greeting them and praising Alan for town safety. She gifts Maicha and Iruka, prompting Alan to ask for a gift, which Charlotte apologizes for not finding. Alan reassures her, expressing gratitude for any gesture. Charlotte offers to mend his robes and asks for his gift preferences, which Alan agrees to, feeling the warmth and vowing to cherish their time together. Thanks for joining the Magical Mischief. Stay tuned for more thrilling adventures. Remember, keep it wild, keep it real, and keep spreading those good vibes. Catch you in the next one.